Howdy, folks. Dr. Freedom with you. Times from Dr. News. News from in and around the universe that may or may not affect you on a weird, strange, crazed, emotional level that could only go, buzzing. All right, so some interesting stuff going on in and around the universe. Of course, there was the Oscars happened. Rami Malek, winning big. Olivia Colman, amongst others. And it's just great, that this stuff, that they both had, these wins. It just knocked me for a loop is the best way to say it. Especially because Bohemian Rhapsody is such a well-done movie. Olivia Colman, such a great actress, amongst others out there. So, but let's get into it. Let's get on to it. Here comes the news, shall we? All right, Olivia Colman, Queen Jodie Whittaker at the Oscars after party. Why Jodie keeps wearing this dress, I don't know. But you'll notice that the quote-unquote baby bump everybody was pointing at is not really present. It's gone. So I don't know where that – well, actually, I know exactly where that started, but I'm not going to go into it. But it was all bullshit. All right, let's keep moving. So if you want to look at these, Megan and her Poncho Boys on Twitter put this up. I'll be putting a link to it at the end of the video. Or, sorry, down in the description box. No, you got to hang around to the end of the video to hear what happened to me. All right. Oops, that's just my regular Twitter feed. All right, here we go. Chris Eccleston has apparently gone onto Instagram. And, yes, this is a verified account. So interesting to see, Chris is, putting up some, something on social media. So all I know, it's just weirds me out because, he's actually never really been out much to do with social media, and here he is. So link to this will also be in the description box. KatyManning tantalizing us with the following: home after a long, joyous day, working on something that I will tweet about as soon as I am allowed. Fabulous people, and great makeup and hair all around a delight. A very happy Manning, sending velvet hugs to you all, and of course her infamous, ending. Now, or should I say famous? Now, this could be a DVD, box set, Blu-ray thing. Could be a big finish thing. We don't know. But I just figured I'd throw it in there because you never know. All right, moving forward. The Astrea Conspiracy. By the way, this is the first ever 12th Doctor story that's coming out on Big Finish. This is a companion chronicle, though, or a short trip, I mean. So it's going to be narrated, of course, by the lovely Neve Miles. Sorry, not Neve Miles. The Neve McIntosh. See where my head is? She gets me, Miles. Well, okay. So Neve, or is it Nev? Am I pronouncing it right? Let me know. Neve McIntosh or Neve McIntosh is narrating this, but it's nice to see the 12th Doctor, Bam, is finally making it to Big Finish. Hopefully someday in the future we'll get Peter himself in there to do some 12th Doctor adventures. You never know. It could happen. All right, because for years everybody was saying that, they're never going to get Tom Baker in there, and look what happened. All right, now, remember this article. This is the article where they had the filming. They were talking about all the stuff that happened at the Guildhall in Swansea. But update, get ready for this. Guess what one of the names was on that, or on that plaque, on those plaques, by the way. It seems that some of the tweets from the filming were deleted, including ones which had the name of the screenwriter, Gareth Roberts. Interesting. I wonder why they wanted those gone. Could it be Gareth Roberts is back? Remember, he did things like, I think it was Unicorn, The Waff, Shakespeare Code, and The Power of Love. That stupid Cyberman episode. No, that was The Lodger, and the other one, that Closing Time. And the only thing I didn't like about Closing Time was that stupid-ass ending. The Power of Love overrides cyber programming. Yeah, nobody else in Mondas history had the love or whatever to, planet to override the Cybermen. But okay, this is me. Well, all right, let's get back to these stuff that's important. So on one of the plaques was the name Gareth Roberts. And guess what? Half these stuff that was on this the other day is gone. It's been, the tweets have been deleted and whatnot. Majority of it's still there. But once again, you're going to get a link to the, oh, that's right. Here's the other big thing. Here's the photo that clinches it. There he is, right there, Stephen Fry on set in costume. It makes me tingle in places. All right, so moving on. Alex Kingston, of course, still wants to return to Doctor Who and meet her wife. Now, how they do that, I don't know. But she's been making a fuss about this. I got nothing against, Liver Dong myself. But the problem is, it's kind of run its course, hasn't it? It's like, come on. And Big Finish now, she's met every single Doctor, I think, going back to the first. Or have they gotten that far? I've lost track. I know they got back to the 4th Doctor, and I didn't like that one. It was just, that's just me. But other than that, saying, we kind of know. All right, come on, Alex, keep your patience. You know, hang on, you never know, but I don't know. All right, Missing Doctor Who episode. Now, this is going more into detail about the mission to the unknown filming, where the college students over at the University of Lancashire were filming, remaking that lost episode, and I just thought it was incredibly cool how much detail they went into. There's Peter Purvis sitting there, with Edward D'Souza, and it's like so cool that they're doing this now, bringing this back in their own way, and they're trying to shoot it in the original format. So I think there's going to be a color copy, but I think it's also going to be shot with cameras that come from a little bit later, and it's going to be shot in the 4:3 ratio and all that in black and white. So it's going to be interesting to see how that comes out. I hope it does get a release. I hope they put it out online or whatever they can do, because I'd love to watch this. Mission to the Unknown, by the way, trivia fact for you youngsters, the only episode of Doctor Who, if I remember correctly, that did not have the Doctor in it at all. Nope, not at all. Okay, I'm your biggest fan, this Whovian, who's dedicated a lot of his time and space to Doctor Who, and it's this guy right here. Now, I don't like this term. I hate the term superfan. I don't think any fan of the show is any better than anybody else. I really wish they'd get rid of that stupid-ass term. But, Rick Moran, a dog behaviorist from South End, fell in love with the whimsy of Doctor Who back in the 80s as a child, and it goes into his thing and all that. But like I said, I hate that term. Especially when they have like 9-year-old kids. Look at all the stuff I own. This makes me a super fan. No, that makes your mommy and daddy attention whores. But that's just me. That's my opinion. But to me, any fan of the show is just as good or great as any other fan. I don't like that term super fan. All right, over on Scottish Field, Peter Capaldi helps raise thousands for the children's hospices across Scotland. And this is just some more pics and all that from that event that took place, where he was playing Starman and all that. And, of course, there's good old Warwick Davis in attendance as well. But like I said, amongst many others, I believe Peter Davison was there, wasn't he? I think someone mentioned his name. So this is just from Scottish Field, goes into it a bit more, but I just love the fact he donated everything he made to charity, to that for the CHAS. That right there is a class act and a half. He could have went to Gallifrey 1 that weekend, made God knows how big of a sack of cash, but he turned them down and went and did this. This right here, folks, is a true gentleman. This is right here is truly a man I admire. Okay, Jessica Jones Boss hints at a return of David Tennant's Kilgrave in the final season. But the thing is this. Final season was filmed a while back. They are going to air season 3, but I guess what? That's it. It's done. Everything Marvel-wise now for Netflix has been canceled. And I think in the end, they're going to realize it's going to come back and bite them right on the nuts like a mad weasel in your pants. It was a dumb idea. From what I heard, it was a political thing. But then I'm also hearing that something about Disney wanted Netflix in the next runs to go back and pay the creators themselves, which would have dramatically increased the budget or, the cost of each episode. I'm talking out the roof. So if that's true, that's probably the reason why. But also I'm hearing it was mainly a political move. I think it was Midnight's Edge covered this. I'll have to go take a look. But they did it mainly as a political dick move because they said we're not going to sit here and produce shows of such high quality when they're going to wind up on another streaming service probably sometime in the near future. All right, Dr. Resolution out on DVD and Blu-ray. I leave it up to you to read this review. From what I'm hearing, you really don't get a whole lot with it. And I'm sitting here wondering, why the hell did you release this separately? Especially if you're only going to get like a tiny, I think, making of featurette or something like that, which wasn't really a big deal. But like I said, here you go. It is out now if you're interested. There you bam. Okay, and I just wanted to throw this up again. The Win a Breakfast with the Jodie Whittaker and the Mandip Gill. And this is something they're doing for your comic relief. Bam, here you go. So if you're interested in all this stuff to enter, click here. And here's all the stuff you need to know about it. All right. I just wanted to throw this out as a reminder. The Doctor Appreciation Society charity auction is pleased to auction prints of 3 pieces of artwork by Alistair Pearson. This artwork was originally drawn from the Titan script books range back in the early 1990s. Only 2 prints of each picture will be available, one to be auctioned at the next DWAS event, the Capitol, in April 2019, and the other open for bids at the eBay site now. There are 3 pictures, Talon's Wayne Chiang and the Daemons, both sold. The native cystic fibrosis research and the Abominable Snowmen is sold in aid of the Royal Theatrical Fund, a charity supported by Deborah Watling. Now, pictures can be signed and dedicated by Alistair Pearson for the winning bidders on request. So more details, here you go. Here's the eBay site if you want to go take a look at this. And lastly for today, and very sadly, Graeme Curry has passed away. Graeme Curry, who wrote the 1988 Doctor Who story, The Happiness Patrol. I'm sorry, Graeme, I know you're not with us any longer, but not one of my favorites for Sylvester McCoy. The story featured Sheila Hancock as Helen A. And, of course, you know, if you've watched Happiness Patrol, it's just like it's a psychedelic wild ride. That's the only thing I can tell you. It had some good moments in it, though. It had some very good moments in it. But at the same time, it's just, I don't know. It just wasn't one of my faves. I'm not going to say it was outright garbage, but like I said, it's definitely not in my top 10. You know what I'm saying? So Graeme Curry, sadly, no longer with us. He passed. That's just too young, 54. It really is. Well, folks, that's all I had for you tonight. Like I said, some folks know that I had an interesting time on social media this past week. But you know what? Given the fact that it would be Dr. Freedom, YouTube guy who no one knows versus a certain celebrity, I've decided not to speak any further about it. There's no point. It's just either way I'd come out on the losing end because, like I said, it just seems to me so weird now that if you just even hint at the wrong thing, someone will go into a tirade against you. And even after I apologized, person continued the tirade, then blocked me. But all I can say is this. I am deeply sorry. I even apologized to the person, to which I got another round of tirade, but the tweet containing the apology disappeared. And I've went back and looked for it. I know it was sent because I got a reply to it, yet it magically is gone. But all I can say is this. I won't be sponsoring this person. I won't be talking about this person. I definitely won't be buying anything that they're in anymore. And it's because I lost all respect for them in that moment. That's all I can say. So good night, everybody. Please take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you on the flip side, kiddies.